going to create the add a feature drop-down component with a header, button, and body form. All right, so let's take a look at our design. All right, so we want to go ahead and create this feature here. That's add a feature, and then it drops down. All right, we can do that. So I'm going to get rid of some of my console logs here. All right, so this is yelling at me because it wants to return something. So we're going to return no. We have to say return. All right, now it's not mad. Okay, so we're going to add our to-do button. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our components that we have. So it looks like we have the create project accordion. So I am going to copy this. I'm going to paste it, and I am going to find which one's the copy, this one. And I'm going to say this is create feature accordion.tsx. Okay? So, yes, we are copying and pasting. Whenever you start copying and pasting, that should tell you that you have a spot to refactor and that you could make one accordion component and then pass in props to cover the differences, okay? But I filed this under the make it work before you make it better type deal, okay? So here we are going to do create feature accordion. Once I have all of my accordions, I'm going to go look at, oh, okay, this makes sense. I can change this. I can edit this. These are what my props are going to be because I have a good idea of what all of my differences are going to be. Okay? So now I have that. I'm going to actually import this and use it in the project here. Okay? All right, so we want this to be under the feature list. So we are going to, then we're going to say, we want this to only be on the column.name is going to be equal to, let's do column name equal to do, and then we are going to do create feature accordion. Let's import this. Sure, what are my missing attributes? Okay. All right. Perfect. Now we have our add a project accordion. So you can already see that is actually pretty close to what we need. So this is definitely a thing where we could make that, refactor this to make this usable. Okay, but instead we are going to make it work, then make it better. Okay, so the props that we're going to pass in are going to be features, which is going to be of type feature array. So let's go ahead and start defining the type feature. All right, so I'm going to add it up here. So type feature is going to be equal to name string status to do or in progress or done. Okay, then we're going to have user story count is going to be a number. And then we are going to have completed user stories is also going to be a number. Okay, so then we are going to say this is of type feature and it's going to be a list of them. All right, so now we can go ahead and import this. Oh, we gotta export it. All right, so now we can go and import it here. Here we go. And then set projects. Okay, so if we look, we can see that this is a state that we are using on the other side of things. So I am going to have to add this state to my project page, okay? All right, and then the props that we are going to use are going to be features, set features. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to comment this out for now so we don't have a broken section, okay? All right, well, we're gonna have a broken section anyway, so whatever. Okay, let's add our state in here then, okay? So we're gonna say const features, set features. It's going to be equal to use state, and it's going to be this here. So we're gonna call this now sample features. And we are going to have sample features be the initial state of our features state, okay? Then we are going to pass features in as features, and then we're going to pass set features in as set features. And everything's all over the place. All right, there we go, that looks better. All right, so now let's go over and we are going to start editing our component. Okay, so name and description will still work because as you can see, we want a feature name and description, okay? So then we are going to, we still want the same error, we still want on change description and on change name, and we still want on submit, okay? The difference is that we are going to want to call create feature, all right? And we will want to set features. And this will say your feature has been created. So as you can see, this is definitely something that we could make reusable, just an accordion component. Okay, so then this is going to be add a feature, and then this is going to be feature name. Looks like we have an error message that's bad anyway on our create project accordion, so we can go and edit that now because username is not required, it's project name is required. All right. Then we have feature description, and then the button should say create feature. All right, let's go back to our app, add a feature. There we go. All right, so then we need to look at how we want to make it have the same padding that our other feature elements have. Okay, so let's go and find those. Okay, so the gap 10 still works. All right, padding 4, margin 4. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in a box. All right, I'm gonna move this below my section. And then I'm going to do padding equals 4. All right, that looks good. All right, do we want it to have an additional space? That looks good. I actually kind of like it having an additional space, but I would be interested to see where that's coming from. So maybe we just need to change that margin bottom. Nope. So let's do margin X. Oop. All right, so we want to say margin X. I want to say margin bottom, margin top. All right, that looks good. Okay, so add a feature, that opens up, good. Add a feature, it closes. We have feature name and feature description and create feature. All right, perfect. So we did the add a feature drop-down component with header button body form. We have the on change function for feature name and feature description and on submit. So let's go ahead and console log that so we can see what's going on. All right. So I am going to, let's go ahead and console log. Okay, name, and then console.log description. Okay, it will error because the create feature route isn't a route, and that is okay, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a try before we move on to the back end. So let's call this feature K. This is the description of feature K. Create feature, there is an error, that's okay, because we don't have a back end, that makes sense. And name feature K, description, this is a description of feature K. Perfect. So that means our on change function is working, and so far our on submit function is working. All right, so next we are going to move on to the back end work associated with this feature. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it to a point where we're not gonna do the database, but we'll do the create feature API route, and that way we can make sure the data is getting where it needs to go. Then we'll pause the video there, and the next video we'll go ahead and do the feature database and stuff. All right, so we want to go and we want to find our auth, because this is going to be an auth route. Okay, I'm gonna find the create project route because that's going to be the easiest for us to use. And then I'm going to change this to create feature. All right, this function needs to be changed to create feature. And then this is going to be a feature DTO. And then this is going to be a feature DTO. Okay, I'm gonna comment this out for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and make the feature DTO, which should be the same as the project DTO. With just a different name. Okay, I'm gonna make a separate one though instead of editing this, just so it's super clear, and in the future we might have different types of features, so we're gonna have it duplicated for now because we might need to change it in the future. Okay, then we want to do this .auth service .create feature, and then we will pass in the feature DTO.name and the feature DTO description and the user sub. So now let's head to the service function or service file so we can add our function here. We're going to take this and we'll say create feature, name string, description string, user ID number, good. And then we are going to create feature, but we don't have a feature service yet. So instead we are going to console.log name, console.log description, and then we are going to console.log ID. All right, so let's check our API to see if that route mapped, and yes, we have a auth create feature route. Okay, so I add my feature. Okay, I have feature K, this is the description of my feature K, and I click create feature. Error makes sense, okay? And we don't have anything logged. Okay, so let's go and debug. All right, so this is post create dash feature. Okay, let's go and look at our project and see what we are sending. So we have auth create dash feature. Okay, so that part looks good so far. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what the error message is. Oh, unauthorized. Okay. Nope, not headers. Okay, so we are unauthorized from viewing it, which means our auth guard hit that route. Okay, so I'm gonna refresh my page and see, yep, it looks like my login token is done. So we are going to, which is nice though, because we're gonna say add error handling if error is token expired. All right, so let's go ahead and log back in. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and click on project A. Let's add a feature. Let's do feature K. This is my description of feature K. Create feature. All right, so we got our name, feature K, description. This is my description of feature K and ID 41. All of that makes sense. So that is exciting. Okay, so we created our API route. All right, and then we still need to do some of the back-end work here. Okay, and let's go ahead and add this error handling if the token is expired first. Okay, so then we're going to say if error dot data dot message. Let's go ahead and try to get that error again. You know what? And we can look at our index.tsx page, right? All right, I'm trying to find the same error, but I don't think we're gonna, okay, unauthorized. Can we see the unauthorized? All right, we are just going to leave this for now and wait until this comes up again, which it will, because there will be a time where my token is expired. Okay, so we're gonna end the video here, and the next video will pick up with the backend work.